There you go.
Okay, how's that? Better?
That's awesome. Oh, it's all you.
Okay, well, good morning, Keller Williams, Realty Maui. How is everyone doing this morning? Good. Awesome. Everyone's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed on this beautiful Wednesday morning. Okay, so we're going to open up the meeting this morning. Lisa's on Masterminds, and Stacy, thanks for joining us. I hear you're heading to Masterminds. For those of you that don't know what Masterminds is, when you are in MAPS coaching, they have quarterly meetings, and these are nationwide coaching meetings, mastermind meetings, and today is the spring masterminds this week. So leaders all over the country, both agents and leadership, are meeting to brainstorm and mastermind on what's working in this changing market. So it's a great opportunity to network also with your peers if you're not in coaching and you want to consider coaching through MAPS coaching nationally. It's a great program. All right, who wants to tell me something good this morning? Okay, I can only see 9 of you on the screen, so someone pipe up if you want to share something good this morning.
I can share something good.
Okay.
I just got another referral. I got a referral from somebody, and I guess they thought of me. And so another agent at a different Keller Williams office just referred me. So got 2 different referrals from this office now.
Excellent.
So
that's really exciting, Teresa. Thank you so much. Referral, just another stream of income. And we don't always think about that. You know, we think about the standard things, buying and selling, that's available to everyone in the company. Referrals internally to a luxury agent, if you don't do luxury and you need assistance with that listing, or commercial, are both internal referral opportunities. Teresa, you took advantage of external. We also have that opportunity inter-island. You know, if you're on Maui and you have a client who wants to buy on the Big Island, we have Big Island agents on this call, as well as Kauai. We could also refer to our sister company in Honolulu and nationwide across our network. Where would you start to look for a referral partner? I have a referral in Elk Grove, Illinois. Where would I start to look?
I go on the Facebook page.
In Command, who said they go on the Facebook page? Was that Joyce?
Yeah, that was me. Hi, aloha. I do the Facebook. Somehow I can get responses like in 5 minutes. Sometimes I can get a CMA for a client anywhere within 30 minutes. And I use that as a tool with my clients to say, you know, anywhere in the world, let me know, and I can get you a very accurate CMA within an hour at the very latest.
I love that. And that's a great way to start out. So we heard Command, we heard Facebook. Another way is to go through the white pages. If you don't know where the white pages is, it's on the My KW page, your dashboard. In the lower right corner, there's a little block, and in that block is the white pages. And that is a directory of all of our agents, 180,000 plus agents nationwide. You put in the city and state, and it'll give you a listing of agents. And through Command, it'll give you their production. So Command is always my first go-to. Facebook, though, you get real-time response. I love that choice. And then worst case, you can go into the white pages. I find that sometimes more obscure markets, the smaller markets, are not necessarily well represented in Command. Maybe those agents haven't engaged yet in Command, but you can always go to the white pages. Last choice. You can't find anyone. You've used those 3 resources. Call a member of leadership, call a productivity coach, call a broker in charge, call myself, and we will help you connect. We don't want to lose you that opportunity for income for you. What's another source of passive income you can earn in Keller Williams other than referrals?
This is going back to that. I also have the CRS directory in the Kahului office for people to use to find referral agents.
That's a great resource. CRS, Certified Residential Specialist. So there, and it's a printed book. It's like a phone book, and you open it up and it's by state, and there are listings in there, and you can find qualified agents there. They may not be Keller Williams agents, but they are qualified. I always look internally first. And in the CRS book, there's lots of Keller Williams agents. So that's an option. I heard someone else when I called out about passive income talk about profit share. Who called out profit share?
That was me, Marcus.
Hey, Marcus. So that's another great. In fact, today is profit share deposit day. So it's the 21st of the month and profit share comes out today. If you participate in profit share, do you know how to check your profit share? You can ask Kelly, your app. And you open up the Kelly app and you say, Kelly, what's my profit share? And it'll pull it up for the month once the deposit processes. So that's another way. You can also go into your dashboard reports. When you log into My KW under your name, there's a little click that says reports, and it gives you all sorts of reports you can pull out. Several of those towards the bottom are profit share reports. So profit share is a great way if there's someone that you're working with in a transaction who you really love, want to do more deals with them, believe they're part of what would be a great addition to our culture. You want to add them, and you can partner with either Stacy Vinere, myself, or Lisa to meet with them, or Keone to meet with them, and let's try to get them brought on board to Keller Williams. Okay. Joanne, you look beautiful this morning. I don't know what you're doing different, but I want some. It must be great lighting or something. I know, lots of sleep. You look beautiful. I can't hear you. You're
No,
muted.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the compliment.
You're welcome. It's all that great business everyone's doing. Everyone's feeling good and in a great mood. So I love it.
I have a big
Okay.
referral closing on my birthday, so I'm really excited.
That's awesome. That's great. I'm excited to hear it. Okay, so who wants to share something else good this morning?
Whoops.
No one else has anything good? Okay, well, we're going to go on to topics then. Go ahead.
This is Teresa. Baron got that referral, but for me, I got to talk to Lisa Pu'ua'a.
Marks.
Yes, for Keller Mortgage. Oh my God, she is so awesome. And what she did is, I have a new client, and they had a old qualification, and they needed a pre-approval because, you know, that's this market and we need to get them moving. And she was so wonderful about how to get her assigned as my Keller Mortgage loan officer and go through all the steps. So she made my life very easy, and I was able to send out the app, and the person's going through the process now.
Excellent. I'm so excited to hear it. And they're a great partner with us. Another great partner that we have, other than Keller Mortgage, is First Hawaii Title. So I just want to remind, this is a great reminder this morning. We have these affiliated partners, and we want you to use them. They're going to give you better service and hopefully better rates and take better care of your customers. So we have, on the mortgage side, we have Keller Mortgage, great partner. On the title side, we have First Hawaii Title, which is also a joint venture with our company, Hawaii Title Agency. So we want to make sure that you're designating them to service your escrows. Okay, we also have partners in property management. We have 2 internal property managers for short term, Wendy Anderson, who I've used extensively lately, been sending her my clients. She does a great job. Kevin Space, also a great property manager for our company. The Marcellos on the west side, great partners. And then we also have our sister company, Whalers Investment Group. So we have you covered lots of different ways. And that property management is another way to earn income off of referrals. I have given out 3 property management referrals from investors. And I think I've made $1,500 a piece working with Wendy Anderson. So each manager has their own formula of what they offer in a referral. And we want to make sure that you have a conversation with them, be clear on what they're offering you and your client, but refer, because then you can maintain control of that. So we've talked about this morning now several sources of passive income that you can earn on a variety of referrals, as well as profit share, our partners. And yeah, does anyone have anything to add? Dean, did you have anything you wanted to add to that? I saw you popped on and joined us. Thank you. I'm not sure you heard me. Dean, did you have anything you wanted to add about supporting our partners? You're muted still. There you go. Good morning, Dean.
Hi, good morning, guys. Sorry, I jumped on kind of late there and I missed most of that conversation. I just jumped on. Sorry about that.
Okay, I saw you jump on. All I was saying was we were talking this morning about our partners and passive income. So I was talking about property management partners, the Marcellos on the west side, Keller Mortgage, First Hawaii Title, and how we can support our referral partners and maintain that income for our agents. So I wasn't sure if you were logging on to add something or not.
No, but I do think it's important. And what I've tried to do is really to get a great network of people around me that I can trust and rely on, and my clients can trust and rely on. And, you know, we've been at a really hard time with property management, to be honest with you, and caretaking.
Yes.
It's an area of real estate that's abused pretty bad, because people are mostly not around and not available. And, you know, I've seen cases where they have poker nights at their house, you know, that they're managing and stuff. And I think it's really out of control. And they actually forced me to become involved in trying to find property managers and people for them to be able to, you know, have someone they can trust, and they sort of come to us for the trust, right? And I think it's really important to be able to provide someone with really great, strong referrals and not just give out random names, but I know the people personally that I refer to. It's a very, very tight network of people that I work with for many years, and I've built that over time. But if I need a handyman or electrician, I can pick up a phone and they'll answer, because it's a long-standing relationship. It's just become a critical part of my business. It's where the business has failed my clients, is all these other people that we're referring to. And so having people that are in our company that are doing that we know and trust, to me, is a no-brainer.
I agree with you. Don, I saw you raised your hand.
Yeah, so we have a long-term rental that we own here on the west side, and we're using whalers for that personally. And,
Okay.
you know, going well. Glad to have them manage our property. And we do refer anybody that we have a property management list, and they're on that list. And we referred several people to them.
Awesome. I love that. Thank you so much. Okay, so our topic for this week that I want to just bring top of mind and remind everyone is, in a divorce situation, if you're going to list a property and they tell you we're getting a divorce, what does that mean for you as a realtor in listing their property for sale?
I've had 4 divorces in the last 3 years.
Okay.
I'm not taking any more, so just FYI.
Yeah, run.
Run. So you have to get
Joyce,
that.
what does that mean for you when you go to list that as an agent in our company?
Well, I disclosed to the sellers that they need to get that there's a clearance. I can't remember what the title is, but it's a form that they sign off on, agreeing to sell the property. Because it is a, what do you call it? I can't think of the term. According to the state of Hawaii, you no longer can sell your house if you're entering into a divorce unless both parties agree upon it.
Correct. Close. So let me add to that. In Hawaii, there's a mandatory stay. That's the legal language, a
Okay,
mandatory stay. And what happens is the minute that either party files, the state freezes their assets. That means neither party can sell those assets or liquidate those assets. So we as a company, if you take a listing, can we take a listing with one person's signature if both people are on title?
No.
What if only one of them's living in the house? Can we take a listing with one signature?
My understanding is no. I've had to chase down a homeless spouse to
No.
get his signature.
Not if they're both on title.
If you have a married couple and they're both on title, you must have both signatures. And you must have an order from the court allowing that until their divorce is final. You cannot list the property for sale. You cannot rent the property. You cannot do anything that involves the property until their decree is final and signed by the court, or you have a court order, or they both sign an agreement that's certified by the court. That's what Joyce was talking about. And there's a form their attorneys can fill out to allow the judge to do that. We have not talked about this, and I felt like this is a good time to talk about it. Every week I try to bring up a different topic. A couple weeks ago we did owner builder. Now we're talking about the stay with divorce. For those of you who have been in the business a long time, this is renewal. You know this already. This is a refresh. But for our new agents, they don't necessarily know or are aware of this. And so I just want to make sure everyone's up to speed. If someone's telling you that they're having a divorce, make sure you're asking the right questions, getting all parties on title to sign, work with your productivity coach or your BIC, or call me if you have questions.
Michelle?
I have a question.
Okay, so that's Sam. And then
What
Marion.
if they don't tell you? And what if only one of them is on title? In Hawaii, I believe they still both own it. How does that?
If only one is on title, you still can't sell it if there's a pending divorce. You still need those things. You still need approval of the court.
So how do you stay out of trouble if they're not forthcoming?
Well, you can't if they're not forthcoming. But typically they'll tell you. It's a rare situation that you're dealing with a divorce and that you don't know it. One of the questions I ask when I list property is, why are you selling? I mean, that should be one of your primary questions. What's your timeline? What's your motivation? And you can usually tell, there's signs when you walk through a house. You can tell like half the stuff's there, all the furniture's gone. You know, there's just one person, you know, there are signs. Use your gut, ask questions. Marion.
Yeah, everybody, there is a divorce disclosure form on our intranet. And all it does is tell people what the law is and that they should, gives them a link as to where they can read the whole law. So if, when in doubt, if you get somebody giving you a little pushback, have that form available and submit that to them.
Thank you, Marion. That's the form that I was trying to recall.
Yeah, that doesn't give you permission to
sell. No, it doesn't give you
That's-
permission, but it
that's-
definitely helps clarify with
Yeah.
them that it's not me telling them, hey, I can't list your property because
Right.
you guys are getting a divorce. This is what the law is. And then we got a agreement by the court for them to sign off on to actually list the property after they read that.
Perfect.
Which is perfect. That's exactly what we need to do. We just need to make sure that all of our documents in order. You know, we have a situation right now where we have a listing where both parties didn't sign and we're in escrow. So I'm looking at how to unravel us and cancel that escrow and get us out of that deal. Because we don't have the ability to sell it. The court hasn't approved the sale. Only one party signed. We have an invalid listing. It's not a fully executed listing. So, you know, always an exciting day at Keller Williams. Any other questions on the topics of selling property of divorced parties? Okay. It is 8:52. I am going to open up the floor for open questions. Anything on your mind you want to know, you want to talk about, we have 8 minutes. I cannot see everyone, so call your name out if you want to raise your hand and ask a question. And you can ask it of anyone. It doesn't have to be me. It could be, we've got other leaders on the call. It could be Dean, it could be Marion, Keone, Stacy.
This is Keone. I want Ray Davis to introduce himself as our new central office coordinator, like his label says.
Ray, would you take your mask off and give us an intro of you and
Yes, hello everyone. I am the new central office coordinator here in Kahului. So if you need anything, all the emails, phone numbers you've had in the past for either Latasha, Cheryl, or any of the interim front desk people will work to get me. If I can help with anything, let me know. Just a brief introduction. My favorite color's green. I like long walks on the beach. Yeah, but if you have any questions or if there's anything I can help with, just let me know.
And I have to say, Ray has been an incredible addition just in the first week he was here last week. He's going to make all of our lives so much better. And we're really happy to have you with us, Ray.
He's hit the ground running at Central, so he's been awesome.
Hey, Michelle, can you tell us West Siders what exactly Ray's role is?
Ray's role is, do you want to speak to that, Ray or Latasha? He's at our front desk. He's our first impression when people walk into the office. He's a first stop for agents who need direction to resources. He is the support in the office for events and meetings. Anything that I've missed? Ray,
Yeah,
Latasha?
It's kind of a split position, so doing the front office stuff and then a lot of the communication stuff. So some of the things that you've been contacted through either Constant Contact or Command, I'll be taking those over slowly as I learn those systems. So any calendar management, if you need any changes to the company calendar, please let me know. If you have an event coming up that is company focused and I can provide any support, please let me know. If you have e-blasts through Constant Contact and you need help, and Latasha isn't available, please let me know. Also general stuff, packages, incoming, outgoing, I can help with all of those things.
Thank you, it's helpful, thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, so any open questions that we have? Needs, wants, anyone want to share any listing?
Oh, I have
buyers,
I have a listing I'd like to share.
Go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
it's way out in the Hana side, but Hana Garden Land is being partially renovated, new roofs. You know, it's a classic legacy property in Hana that has had a little bit of unfortunate time off. And at one time, a vacation rental and a cafe and a store. So there's huge potential there for somebody who has the gumption and the energy. The owner has done a lot of renovations in the last 5 months, and it just went live on Monday for 1.1 million, 5 acres, structures to do all kinds of creative things with. And let me know if you want to come and have a viewing.
Awesome. Don Harris, I see your hand up.
Yes, I'm at our open house that we're going to have today on Realtor Caravan from Opakea. Fantastic resort views from a residential condo listed for $630. We're accepting offers until Friday at 5 p.m. and sellers will make a decision on Saturday. So get here today and check it out because it is a great unit, and get your offers in so we can do a deal in-house.
Awesome.
Yeah, so far, Don.
Say it again.
Sasha?
So far?
We received 3 offers so far. We received the first offer in less than 4 hours after it was listed. So it is definitely a hot market.
I've got to take this call. Can you continue this for a minute?
Yep.
Don, I have a question, Don. So when you take offers at a certain deadline like that on Friday, is the intention, and when you're communicating with the agents, that they'll make a decision to go with one party? Or are they going to consider multiple counter offers? Or how do you work it when you have such a firm deadline to present?
Yeah, we've kind of set this up as a highest and best. So almost a reverse as is. So whatever their offer is not expected to be negotiated.
Got it.
Now, if it came to the situation where nothing was acceptable, to the sellers, then we would counter with the best offer. But the expectation is that we'll have offers that
Do you
are
have
acceptable.
any escalation clauses, and do you expect that?
We have not seen any yet. We have put offers out in the last 2 weeks with escalation clauses. So I would imagine that's more common right now, but we have not seen it on our end of it yet.
Marion had a question and then Teresa and then I think Chris. Marion, no? Okay, Teresa?
Well, Dean asked about the escalation because when
Reverse as is, Chris.
the reverse as is, I hadn't heard that term before. And so I wanted to understand it better. And the highest and best, I get the most money wins, but what does best qualify for? Is it the term, the close?
So what I actually have to get off in like 2 minutes to get onto the Caravan Zoom. But what I meant by that is, how when you do an as-is offer, that you're not going to negotiate again after inspections. So what I meant by that is our expectation is once we receive offers that we're not going to further negotiate after their quote highest and best. We have the understanding that we're receiving their best offer. So if their offer is not what we want to see, the expectation is that, we won't take it.
Right, which makes sense that you wouldn't have the escalation clauses because you've drawn that line already in the sand, right? I don't know. I think, Teresa, is your question is it how the escalation clauses work?
No, I understand how the escalation clause worked. I just hadn't heard that term before. The reverse.
Yeah, I made it up.
I see what you're saying. You made it up. Great. I like it.
Just as a way to get the point across.
Latasha, I'm going to let you wrap up and close this. I'll see you at the exec meeting in 2 minutes.
Okay. Chris, did you have a follow-up question? Chris Hay? No? Anyone else? One thing that I would like to mention on behalf of the fabulous Ray is Red Day. So if you haven't checked your email, please do. For the Maui agents only, the last day to submit your t-shirt order is tomorrow. So make sure that you click on the link. It is in the chat and order your shirts. If you want a shirt, you don't have to order one if you don't want to. And then each island is doing something a little different. So make sure that you, if you have any questions for Maui, reach out to Ray. For Big Island, reach out to Antonita and Kona. And that's it for Red Day. Any other?
Oh, I was going to
comments?
actually.
Yeah, Jonathan. go ahead.
Latasha. Hey, this is Jonathan from the Culture Club, and we are just encouraging all of the agents to participate in Red Day. It's going to be really exciting this year. We've got 2 different shifts that you can participate in. The morning is going to be organizing food and packaging it for Maui Food Bank, and then we're actually going to be doing some food deliveries in the second shift locally in Kahului area. So yeah, we'd love to get participation up. For those of you who haven't participated, it's a great way to connect with your fellow KW agents and be of service. So, and yeah, if you got any questions, there's emails going out. It's May 13th. So, and we're gonna also have, for anybody who is interested, we're gonna be having a culture committee / culture club meeting the last week of this month. I'm about to send that out too. So we'd love to have participation.
Thanks, Jonathan. When you mentioned Culture Club, it reminds me of a band. So thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyone else? Any hot topics, any needs? No? Well, let's close this out. Can one person share what they're grateful for? And we will close out today. Anyone want to jump in and say what they're grateful for? Michelle, is that you, Michelle Bell?
Yes, I'm grateful that we get to live in this beautiful, beautiful paradise called Maui. Woohoo!
Thanks, Michelle. Always positive. Love you. So thanks, everyone. If you need anything, reach out to Ray for the central office and/or your admin support team. We are here to help you and have an amazing day.
Thank you. Thank you.